What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. Oh yeah. So, last episode we were talking about having snow on the platforms down here, and I went ahead and I tried taking care of the problem. And up above me, there's a couple of glass platforms directly above these platforms here. Now, while it will keep the snow away, I realized after I placed them that they are not looking very pretty. They are the vanilla glass textures, which don't look that great to begin with, but I guess it's the bump mapping or the MIP mapping, or I don't know, one of those kind of mappings that makes it look even worse when you get down pretty far away from it. Yeah, it's not that good. So, probably what I'll end up doing is swapping that out for Tinker's Construct clear glass. That's probably something that we should do, right? We don't have a supply of that at all. We haven't really made any of that stuff. So that's something that we should work on right away, is getting that stuff up and automated. So, well, at least automate making a whole bunch of that so we can replace that with clear glass and make that look better. So we are going to need a few items here. Let's get ourselves, I don't know, chest. Let's do a double chest. Double chest, we'll get ourselves some item ducts. Impulse item ducts should be fine. We don't need a whole lot of those. Servo, do we have any of these? We do. I think that should be about it. Okay, so over here at our smeltery, we are going to pipe in sand into this guy and have it automatically produce a lot of what we want. We're also going to need a bunch of sand, so let's fill up our inventory on that. So down here, we have our smeltery controller. And this is going to be ugly, but it's just kind of a temporary thing for now. How does that work, actually, if I teleport down if a chest is there? Is that... It won't let me teleport down now. Okay, so we can't put the chest right there. That's good to know, though. Let's go ahead and move that. Can't pick that up. There we go. Let's go ahead and move that right there. That should be fine. I mean, this is just temporary anyway. So we'd only need one impulse item duct. And we need our servo to pull stuff out of this chest. Okay. So the servo will pull it out of the chest into the pipe. The pipe will pump it into the smeltery, and the smeltery will melt it down. And all we gotta do is flip this little lever right here, which will suck the molten glass out of the smeltery, cast it, and then below there, below the casting basin, we have pipes that will automatically extract and stick in this chest. So that's pretty much all we need to do. Now, the problem is, if we have a large chest here, and we end up with a small chest back here, yeah, we're going to run into a situation where we're going to have too much stuff. So I should probably upgrade that chest back there to one of those compact chests, but we'll get to that at some other point. Let's go ahead and do that. So that should be extracting stuff. This is full. Perfect. So that will smelt down, automatically cast, and we should be good to go. So let's figure out, I think it's down here, what we need for one of those larger chests. Yeah, this guy right here. So 24 rows, 10 columns. I think this is... Did I change this? No, I think this should be what it is. So we need 7 chests, 26 iron bars, and clay. We might have that stuff. We have 6 chests. Okay, not quite enough. Plank. Let's grab some of these. And we'll make another chest. Alright, so that'll fulfill the 7 chest requirement. Now, people were telling me before there was a bug with this thing, that if you just click build chest with only the chest in there, you didn't need all this other stuff, it would work. I think that's been fixed. So that no longer is a thing. We need 26 iron. Iron 26. That should be more than enough. We needed iron bars. I don't remember how many, and then we needed clay. Looks like we might be out of the clay balls. Oh, we only needed 7. Okay, so we are all good. So we stick that there. We build the chest. There we go. There's a 240 slot chest. That is more than enough. Okay, I think we are all set here. Let's go ahead and stick that up into our smeltery. And yeah, we'll go and break that guy. Just like so. And there we go. So now we got plenty of storage back here for our smeltery to auto smelt stuff into. Now, it would almost make good sense for me to take our deep storage unit of sand up here and just drop it down there. I think that's probably what I'm gonna do. Instead of using this chest right here, we will just pull directly out of that deep storage unit. Give me your sand. Okay, my inventory is acting funny. Get in there. Okay, so if we get rid of this chest, we stick this guy in its place, just like so, we will make all of the glass, and I think that should be pretty good. So this chest will fill up over time, full of that clear glass. Yep. The only thing is, if we need to use a smeltery for something else while this is going on, we're gonna have to wait a minute, but that should be fine. All right, so that's done. So I was looking in NEI, and I saw there was this Ender Tech mod that's in here. We were looking at these Ender Tanks before. I don't think I've ever used these, but the thing that really interests me are these exchangers, which is kind of like the Thaumcraft version, the Wand of Equal Trade. This is the tech version that uses RF instead of like the magical aspects or whatever. So I definitely want to make one of these. So we need to make a Tesseract frame. No, this is just a regular Tesseract. The full Tesseract, a couple of Enderium, and the Resonant Flux. You know what? I think we have all of that stuff now, just kind of laying around. So let's do this. Oh. Tesseract. Okay, so that won't automatically fill in there. I'm gonna have to make more of those. Apparently I've used too many. I seem to do that a lot with playing mods. Oh, I needed that one stone as well. Let's grab that guy. We'll fill this in over here before I forget about it. So the Resin Exchanger is really awesome. This item will exchange out in a radius that you specify one block for another. So if I wanted to make this platform out of gold blocks, we can do that. So if I place down a gold block, and I think I have to shift right click on this, can't really see it since it's hiding behind the jetpack information. Let's get rid of that. So now it says radius 3, 31 gold. I think page up, page down changes the radius. It does, and looks like it's doing something else with the mini map there, which is unfortunate. Oh, I can't do radius down because of the mini map. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to mess around with the controls a bit. Normally when I have a control that I don't want, I'll stick it to page down, but in this case that is a problem. Yeah, this guy right here, next, next, next. All of those guys need to go away. Okay, hopefully that'll fix it now. Right, now my mini-map is in night mode. I need to change that. I will fix that in a little bit. But anyway, if we shift right-click on that, we have a radius of 1 set to gold block. So if I right-click here, it changes that. Now if I do page up to a radius of 8, all of the stone brick around here will turn into gold blocks, which is pretty cool. Not exactly what we want, but that's how this thing works. That right there is a light, so obviously that didn't change out. So I need to switch this all back again, so we'll shift right click on that and do that. Oh, that's right, because my one stone is right here. I was like, we should have the same amount. Oh, my jetpack's off as well. And there we go. Okay, so Resin Exchanger is pretty cool. I will use that to swap out that glass for the clear glass once we get enough of that stuff going on. Another thing that I want to start working on today, I noticed our power supply over here, while we are full, while we were creating more power when I had these bioreactors all online, we were going through stuff really quickly. Rye, for instance, I noticed in a few of these was either completely used up or had very small amount remaining. And the ones that were used up, pumpkin seeds, were in its place. So the problem is, we are making a bunch of this stuff, and most of these items are 1-to-1. Like, we get 1 carrot, it's used 1 time. Pumpkins we grow, 1 pumpkin turns into 4 seeds. So we're making pumpkins 4 times faster than everything else. I really think we need to expand out our crop field over here that we have specifically set up for the biofuel production. And everything else aside from these pumpkins needs to be 4 times bigger. So I think it's time we expand this out. I think I'm going to take this platform over here, And I am going to make a harvester with a bigger upgrade. We might just do one giant thing, or I don't know if we're going to do another set of 4 like we have down there already. But we need to have a larger supply of the plant material to make the biofuel. Otherwise, we're going to run out of the ones that are just making singles other than the pumpkins. Okay, so I tell you guys what, I'm going to start working on that. I'm going to dig this out, get another harvester over here, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I got a few things made here. I went ahead and made a harvester and a drum, but I wanted to just use one harvester for our entire production instead of having, you know, the 4 small plots with 4 harvesters. I think we only need 1. So I was looking at the different upgrades, and the thaumium upgrade is the one we are going to need. The area is going to be 21 blocks by 21, I think, and this should be the exact one that we're going to want. So anyway, the thaumium ingots we have, redstone and nuggets and all this stuff, not a big deal. We are out of plastic, and we still have not set up a rubber farm. So I was just kind of, you know, trying to avoid the fact of setting one up just yet. And I was seeing how else we can make plastic. We got rubber bars and straws can smelt into it. Ruler, I'm not sure what that is. We don't have one, I'm pretty sure. Block of plastic obviously comes from the same stuff. Plastic bags can be melted down into plastic. So that's going to save us a little bit. So plastic. Oh, you know what? We have these plastic sheets too, and those can be melted back into how plastic it look like. But we have these plastic bags, which I have no use for. They can hold like 3 items, and we are never going to store stuff in them. So we can just go ahead and stick those over here into our redstone furnace and turn that into the raw plastic, which I think is going to be a much better use for these plastic bags we're getting. Speaking of, we should take a look at the fisher. I haven't looked at this thing in quite some time. I guess this barrel must have filled up full of water when it rained. And I turned my stone brick into mossy stone. That's kind of cool looking, actually. Huh. I wonder if we should start putting some of that mossy stone around. Or I wonder how this would even look if we replaced all of the stone with mossy. Anyway, in this chest, let's see if we got anything cool. Let's see. Some seaweed. I'm trying to see if there's anything new here. Some more fish. More fishing rods. A saddle. Another plastic bag. Okay, that's cool. Unbreaking power 4 bow. Don't really need any more bows. And 16 more plastic sheets. Okay, so we can go and melt down this plastic bag. We don't need this one. And there we go. I guess we can melt down those plastic sheets and turn those back into the raw plastic. We can always craft those later into the plastic sheets. But I guess that's a good way of getting plastic without setting up that rubber farm, which we do need to do. We'll do that when we set up a proper tree farm too. So we can go ahead and make this guy. So there's our thaumium range upgrade. And I'll show you guys what I've done over here. So I've set it up just kind of the same way as our other farm is set up. I was going to make one large plot, and I was trying to divide all the different types we need, the carrots and potatoes and all that stuff with the pumpkins. And I think if we do 4 of the other types plus the one of the pumpkin, there's 33 different rows we would need, and this platform's only 27 wide. This section right here is 21 from this dirt square to that dirt square. So anyway, it wouldn't work out in the way that I wanted it to. So we're just going to set it up in smaller little sections like this. We're probably still going to be missing a few pieces that we need, but I think we will be fine. So I'm going to set up the harvester. 1 harvester is all we need. Not that way. This way. With the range upgrade in there, and that should be able to harvest everything, albeit a little bit slower than if we had 4 separate ones. But you know, since we don't have sprinklers and these things aren't going super fast, I think it will be just fine. So drum right there to get all of the sludge out. We will have to set up something to take care of this sludge. I was kind of looking down here earlier. I haven't looked at these drums since we first set these up. This one's almost full. And that one's like half full. I haven't even looked at these. That one's got like barely anything in it. And this one is a little more than half full. Yep. So we're going to have to do something with that sludge. The reason why you want to get rid of that is these machines work slower if you let it build up. I mean, we could void the stuff, but you can get some decent stuff if you use a sludge boiler with that. So that's something we will have to look at setting up in the future. So let me go ahead and get the rest of this stuff set up here, guys. We need to put a tesseract here for the power and send the items. I need to get some lily pads here and till the ground and all that. Let me do that and we'll be back. So I spent some time here and I multiplied our crops, and I think we finally got this all straightened out now. So we have our melons and our rye right here. Then we got our soybeans and our potatoes, carrots and wheat, and then both our brown and red mushrooms. Now in between these other rows here, I guess these other sets of crops, I put in the pumpkins in the center. And I think we have too many pumpkins here. We only needed one row of pumpkins to keep up with all these other different items, but you know, it looked kind of weird having one of these completely full and the other three empty. I really didn't know what to put here on the mycelium. I guess I could put more mushrooms, or you know, do like brown, red or something. I might do that later, I don't know, but for right now I just wanted to keep the two different sets of 4 rows separated. So that's the way this is set up. So now that we have a big production of all of these different things, we can turn on this harvester, and this should start harvesting all the rows, all the different crops. Looks like it is set to be the correct distance. It is harvesting all the way down at the end, right? I assume it's going to hit this one here in a second. Maybe? Looks like it harvested those 2 rows. What is it doing? Okay, well, it might be a little bit laggy between this section and that section. Yeah, I guess it's got to check each and every one of these blocks to see if there's a crop all the way down, but it seemed like it was going pretty slow there. I don't know. But yeah, it looks like it is harvesting everything that we wanted to harvest, which is awesome. So this one harvester will take care of all of our biofuel needs. So I am very happy with that. Okay. Now we can move on from this guy. Now, one thing I was looking at off camera here is we needed more lily pads, and people have told me in the comments that there is an item from thermal expansion which can duplicate those. So I made this thing a is it photogenic or is it photo? No, that's I don't know. Anyway, I made one of these guys, and you need some rich phytogrow. I think that's how you say that. I don't know. But anyway, you just put in whatever you want to duplicate. In this case, we put in lily pads here. And I put in the upgrades. Let's see, lily pad, this guy. Put that right in there, and it will use some of that, plus a lily pad, and make 6 lily pads. Well, I guess 5 additional ones. So that's pretty awesome. So I was able to duplicate our lily pads this way. We were just short from the amount of lily pads that our fisher has been making. So yeah, I was able to put in some lily pads here as well. Okay, so I also wanted to look at another item. We were looking at Ender Tech earlier, right? Let's look at this, Ender Tech. And I said how we made these Ender Tanks before, and I've used the charge pads. Well, I saw there was also these health pads here. And if we hold shift, it says ticks per health 20. So I guess that's 1 health per 20 seconds. I'm not really sure how these work. I did go ahead and pre-make a bunch of stuff so we can try this out. But it sounds like this might be really good for the blood magic stuff we were doing. So let's grab this guy right here, which was draining our health previously. This we'll need a tesseract. I made some of the frames, but I haven't made the actual tesseract yet. So there's that thing. So if this is going to do what I think it's going to do, this might be pretty dang awesome. So let's take this guy right here. Alright, so just needs some power. Let's go ahead and do this. Turn my magnet back on. Get that block. Come here. Come here, little buddy. Okay, there we go. Put that there. We want fluid mode blocked, energy mode receive only, main base. We'll turn that on. So this is now getting power. Okay, so that's full. So if we stand on this thing and we use this guy, does that refill our health quicker? Oh, it looks like it does, doesn't it? Oh, that's pretty awesome. So we can drain our health all the way down. Now, how fast does it recharge? Well, you know, it's not super fast, but that is better than just standing there without it and letting our health regen naturally, which is like, you know, half a heart every 5 seconds or whatever it is. Okay, I like that. That's a good addition to this. I'll also make the charge pad, so it'll charge up our jet plate and things like that. Probably when we're over by our AE system seems like the smartest place for that. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Resident Health Pad. I don't know if that's brand new to Ender Tech. I don't remember seeing it before, but that's definitely going to be useful for at least these early stages of Blood Magic where we have to use our own hit points to fill up the blood network there, or I guess the altar. Alright, so getting back to our smeltery here. I've been working around this place for a little while now. Let's see how much of this we've actually made. Oh man, that's actually a lot. So that's almost an inventory's full. So let's take this stuff and we will fly up here to these platforms. I'm hoping the Resonant Exchanger is going to work on this material. I've seen it before where it doesn't work on certain things. Hopefully it does work on this glass. So let's grab a piece of glass. Oh, I can't place it. I need to place it so I can use the thingy on it. Put you right there and we will... Okay, I think that is fine. And... that's pretty awesome. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and use this thing. I like it. Yeah, this is going to be completely clear, so I think this is going to be much better than the vanilla glass that I had started with here. We will just see the little outline around, I think, from down below. I'm not sure if we'll see that or not. So let's take this, and let's compare what it looks like. Oh, that is so much better! Oh, man! Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. I don't know if we're going to have enough glass for that. They use quite a bit of the clear glass. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be using that stuff now. It might get to the point where I cover the entire base, but that's going to be a lot of glass. But yeah, if we cover the entire base, we won't really care if it's raining or not. We won't have to sleep to get rid of the rain, because the rain just won't fall on us. Something to think about anyway. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take care of this one, and we'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so we're reaching close to the end of the episode. I thought we would finish it off by opening up some of these Safari Net single uses. These all have random enemies in it, or I guess they could be like, you know, farm animals or whatever. I'm kind of curious to see what's all inside of these things since we haven't really done many of these before. I think we've opened 2 in the past. But yeah, let's go ahead and... That's a creeper. That's exploding Zelda right there. So let's go ahead and grab him. Okay, so now we have a creeper. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to be careful of that. I believe we already have a pig. So we'll go and get rid of that guy. Ooh, 6. Yeah, we want to make sure we're not gonna die. Oh, there's a bat. I don't think we have any bats. Let's go ahead and grab that if we can. Maybe. Come here. Gotcha. Okay. Let's see what else we can get out of these things here. I'm wondering if we will be able to get like a villager or something. I know we can create our own, but it would be kind of cool to get one. Oh, yeah. No, that's a witch. That's not a villager. I was thinking that was a villager for a second. Gotcha. Okay, so there's that guy. We need a few more safari nets, I'm thinking. That's a pig that's named Sheep? What? Okay, sheep's dead. Let's do another one. Alright, there's a cow. I believe I already have a cow from our original milk farm down below. It's a chicken. Do we have a chicken? I can't remember. Okay, we got a chicken now. So I need to make 3 more of those safari nets. Hopefully we'll find some other animals or mobs that would be pretty cool to have in a safari net. So, yeah, let's make 1, 2, 3 more of those guys. And I guess right here is fine. That's another creeper. Let's just go ahead and get rid of him. And... oh, it's a horse. Are horses? Horses aren't angry with me. That's cool. Okay, so we have a horse. That's something brand new that we haven't had before. All right, and what's in the final one? Another creeper. That seems pretty common. Goodbye. Let's go ahead and get rid of the other one too, just a regular creeper. Set you down and you're dead. Very cool. All right, so it's kind of like Christmas. You never know what you're gonna get inside the little present. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this episode of Agrarian Skies 2. Hope you guys liked it. Remember, leave a like on the episode if you did like it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.